whatever.
All right, so this is the interview on my oral history project. So I'm Tyler Brinkman, and what's your name?
My name is Jack Judice.
And what's your class and major?
Uh, I am a major in industrial technology, and I'm a freshman.
All right, are you involved in the school in any way? Like, how old are you, and where are you from?
I'm not involved in the school in any way. I'm 18, and I'm from Lafayette.
All right, so what did the transition from the in-person classes to distance learning mean to you as a student or like as an individual?
Um, it was tough going uh, online. Missed out on a lot. Um, senior prom and stuff like that. Um, and our graduation was pushed back. So I did miss out on a lot, um, but I did excel through online school. That's probably because online school is easier and you can do it on your own time. But just because I missed out on so much, just because I missed out on so much, I'd rather be in person. So
Yeah. So can you share with me some challenges you faced, whether like social distancing or like technologically?
um, pretty recently, I've been having some uh, technology problems with the Wi-Fi, on Zoom. Um, Zoom cutting out and stuff like that. Um, Social distancing is tough because you want to be around your friends and do stuff, but we can't right now. And so yeah, so it hasn't been too bad for me. I've been pretty lucky.
Yeah. All right. So how did your high school adapt to the change of like switching from face to face to online?
Um, my high school um, went straight to online learning right after they closed back in, I don't know, what was that, March? So our last spring. So high school did a pretty good job with the transition. Luckily, my high school, everybody has computers. I know there were some other high schools that had problems with kids not having computers at home, but everybody in my high school uh, was pretty good with online learning. So it wasn't bad.
All right. So in addition to like the school closures, all events that were associated with like your spring semester of high school were canceled or like
Yeah.
adjusted. So can you share with me the actions that like your high school took?
So I was playing baseball in the spring, and we only got to play like 10-ish games, 14-ish games. Um, and then they shut that down. That was shut down. And we were told that we were, going to go back after 2 weeks or a month or whatever. But they ended up canceling that. Um, Prom was canceled. And our graduation was rescheduled multiple times. I kept on getting pushed back, pushed back, pushed back. And the location would change and everything. And we ended up having graduation like middle July on the football field. It was a pretty good graduation though, but just the timing was like, since it was so long, it was like, not the same as if we were to have it right when we graduated. Um, so yeah.
So in your experience, like how has the pandemic affected your household or like your community or like you yourself?
In our household, uh, my dad's been home from work, and so everybody's been home. And my brother, I have a little brother, and he's been home. He's still in high school, so he's been home. So everybody's been home. So uh, it hasn't been too bad. I mean, we cook a lot. um, and just hang around. Um, my neighborhood and community, I know there's been some other people who've been less fortunate, uh, money wise, like them losing jobs and stuff like that. And even though my dad's been home, he hasn't lost his job though, so we've been pretty lucky with that. And I know in the community, there's been a lot of like restaurants and places like that that have shut down. So, and me and my health, I've been fine. Uh, I don't, I don't know if I ever had COVID. I know I've had COVID symptoms like back in like December, January ish. But looking back, we didn't know what that was. But I've been fine.
So like no one like in your family, like your brother or whatever, parents hasn't caught it or anything.
Uh, well, I don't can't say they never caught it, but nobody that in my family has been tested or even tested positive for it. Um, so we've been pretty fortunate.
All right. So like in the midst of the crisis, like there are like systematic issues that are reminding our nation of the long path ahead. Like, did you participate in any of the protests for like Black Lives Matter or like the social media stuff?
No, I did not.
All right. So, and then did you educate yourself on like the background of the police violence, like the history of it or anything?
Yeah, I did. I did like especially whenever it was all coming, whenever like that stuff was happening. I did do my research on those situations in the past. Um, so yeah, I did.
All right. So, do you have any input on like why the Black community is dying faster from COVID than the white community?
Um, that's hard to say. I know that it is true though, but it's hard to say why. Um, I don't know. I don't really have any other input other than to say that that's unfortunate. But I really have, I mean, I have no idea why that's happening. So,
All right. So, what do you think this movement means to like this moment in time with like the intersection of COVID and Black Lives Matter movement? And like, what does it reveal to us about the scientific expertise in like the country?
um, I think this movement, um, with the intersection of both of those issues are uh, are going to be remembered forever. I think this year is going to be remembered forever. Um, and I think when it comes to scientific work and scientific expertise in this country, I think anytime you have a job, it's never smart to bring politics in it. And I think that's what we're seeing with scientists nowadays is that they brought their personal um, political opinions. And I think we've seen both sides. Like, it's not like a one sided deal. Like, we've seen scientists on the right and scientists on the left being biased towards their parties. Um, and so I think, especially when it comes to something important as scientists, I wish that scientists would just stay in the middle and just do their job. Um, so, yeah.
All right. So, I'm assuming you either had a job at the time or have a job now.
Yeah, I had a job. Right whenever we shut down for the coronavirus, I got a job.
So, can you speak to me like about your work or like experiences with closure and reopening during that time?
Um, um, I didn't face anything uh, with my with the job that I was doing. I mean, we stayed open. I didn't have any issue with that. So,
So, like, do you have any worries for like the future community or like the nation because of this like pandemic and movement going on?
Mm, I don't really have too many worries because I think everything's gonna go back to normal like it was. So no, I don't. I don't have any worries.
About like the university life or like the courses for like this year or the coming year.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to university life, um, I just wish we can go back to normal eventually. Um, because I think everybody can agree that in-person learning is better than online learning. So when it's safe to go back, I hope that UL would go back as soon as possible,
Yeah.
and not try to ride this online school out for as long as they can, which I think they will. But
Yeah, I agree. Just like missing out on everything, like the football games and stuff.
yeah, and it's not even that; it's like an actual schoolwork. I know I do better if I was going to school every day versus not leaving my house. You know, even like mentally wise, like it gives me something to do. Like getting up and going to school,
Yeah.
having an actual schedule.
Yeah, I definitely learn better in person than online.
Yeah.
So, like, say COVID was like a portal to like a new changed world. Like, what would you take from it, and like, what would you leave behind?
Um, I really don't want to leave behind anything. I like my life before COVID, but if I had to leave something behind, I think it would just be, I don't know. I guess if I had to leave something behind, I guess it would just be any unsafe sanitary um, habits or practices that I had. That'd probably be it. But if there's anything I want to take with me, it'd probably be everything. You know, I was like happy with my life before COVID. I really was.
So it was just everything was simple, and we were having a good senior year and like having fun, and like then everything just shut down.
I know.
And like, so like, what change, like if any, would you like to see happen like in the future?
Um, any change I'd like to see. I just, I think the only change would be us going back into normality. Um, Everybody just living their life like it was, like we used to. That'd probably be the only change, but I'm hoping the vaccines can help
Yeah,
us get there.
yeah, I'd like to see things open up again, have family gatherings, like restaurants,
Yeah, because I know for
everybody.
Thanksgiving, there's a few of my family members on both sides of the family who aren't going to be coming. I mean, that just sucks, you know.
Yeah. So
So,
to conclude, like, is there anything you would like others to know about the pandemic, or like how's it affected you personally as a first year student or seniors of 2020, or like your family?
well, the pandemic, luckily, health-wise, hasn't affected me or my family. But I think definitely the lockdowns and the shutdowns have affected us in a different way that uh, we never thought it would. Um, because locking somebody up or locking down and shutting down uh, for so long is just gonna cause problems mentally wise and yeah, and depression and stuff like that. I mean, that's a known fact. And there is people suffering from depression right now with the shutdowns. So I think that's probably be the only way it has affected um, me or anybody in my family. Um, and the first year of college, has been online, so that's a bummer. And looking forward to doing a lot of things on campus, football games, other sporting events. And who knows, maybe there might have been something, a campus club or campus activity that I would have been interested in, but I didn't get the chance to this year. So that probably be the only way it affected me.
All right, well, that's about all I have. So thank you on behalf of the Gilbo Center, the Department of History, and the University of Lafayette for participating. All right, bye.
Later.